Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Rob Rivera with Who's On First the show. And today, see these glowing guys behind me? I got one of them. His name is Alex. So go ahead, Alex, introduce yourself.
I'm Alex Coberstein, originally from Fredericksburg, Virginia. I'm living here in Durham, North Carolina, and I play for the Glow Mojis, a part of the Chili Peppers tour.
All right. So the Chili Peppers, you guys play under was it the Blacklight?
Blacklights, yep,
You play on the
yep.
black lights. How does all right, first of all, how do you even do that? Like I can't even play sometimes with the sunlight, let alone under a black light. How does
So
that
you're
work out?
asking a lot of us. Sometimes we don't even know how to play under the normal light. But when the lights go off and the sun goes completely down, all the lights in the stadium have to be off, like even like some of the leaking lights from outside. But we bring our own lights to every field we play on. But we have these black lights and it lights up everything that's essentially like a neon color. So the ball is neon, our bats, our gloves, our uniforms. Like you can see behind him, everything glows up under these black lights.
Wow. So and so where did the love of baseball come from you? Where did you get in fall in
Oh
love
my
with baseball?
goodness. I have been playing baseball since I was 4. I think I loved it before I can even remember why I loved it. I just kept playing it because I was good at it. My parents threw me in it, and they just my parents, I love them, but they knew nothing about baseball once they got me into it.
Mhm.
And so they kind of just took the hands-off approach and just let me do my thing, and I just went up and did somewhat great things from there.
Yeah. Did you play college ball somewhere?
I played college ball, did 3 years at George Washington University, and then I got Tommy John, and then had to hit a Division III University of Mary Washington in my hometown in Fredericksburg, and then that was the end of my college career.
And on the Tommy John subject, it seems to be
Uh-huh.
like a little bit of a prerequisite going into the major leagues. Like you
Yeah,
have to have Tommy John surgery. I mean,
yeah.
how was that for you?
That for me was fantastic. I had fantastic people, I had a fantastic surgeon. I had, a really good rehab center in Washington, D.C. that I went to for the entirety of my rehab. And then once I was down in my D3, I was actually throwing harder than I did prior to receiving Tommy John, just from staying so consistent on my training.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get back on that on the other
Oh
one.
yeah.
So, I mean, how did you wind up in this Chili Peppers and what was the other team play for?
The Glow Mojis.
The Glow Mojis and the Chili
Yeah.
Peppers. How did this all wind up? How did this all come about?
So our basically the guy that does all the on field entertainment, Jason Dean, he was in charge of recruiting both teams. So we knew our first game was going to be in Durham, North Carolina, and he remembered me because actually his son was playing in a tournament in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and ran into me, and I ended up giving his son a bat, threw the ball with him, whatever. I was a nobody then. Um, and then he remembered my name. We chatted on Facebook and whatnot. And then he hit me up saying, "Hey, do you want tickets to this Durham game? We're coming down, bringing this 2 teams. This is what we got." And then like 2 days later, he hit me back and he was like, "Are you still throwing?" Because at this point, I'm like 3 years out of college, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm still chucking a little bit." And he was like, "Do you want to suit up and play for us in Durham?" I was like, you know what? Yeah, I do. And then shortly after that, he just sent me our full schedule, just out of the blue. He was like, because I knew what was coming, and he was like, "How many can you make? I know that you're a police officer in Durham." He was like, "How many realistically could you make?" And without changing anything in my police schedule and whatnot, I think I could have made 5 out of the 7 cities that we're hitting. And he was like, "Do you want to sign the contract?" And I was like, let me talk to some people. And then I got back to him and I was like, let's do this thing. I signed the contract right there and then.
I mean, so how long you been playing for them?
I've been playing for them. I signed the contract and this is our first year, so I signed it I think in January, February, and then I've been with them since.
Yeah. So I mean, if you can go back 10 years from now and tell yourself, hey, you're going to be doing this in 10 years, what would that guy have said to you?
That he would have. Find a job. Find a real job. That's what I said to myself 10 years ago. But no, I'm happy my life has panned out this way.
All right. So I mean, you also said something about you're a police officer. I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
you're an entertainer and you're a police officer, and both of those are hard. They're
I
hard.
know, I know.
You're dealing with people all the time. I mean, what are the things that you take over that you take from baseball and you put it
Mhm.
into your career in your police life?
So I really wanted to take my athletic ability and like kind of do it for good and help a lot of people. And I'm good with talking to people, which helps, with the Glow Mojis and, meeting fans and kids and whatnot. I'm very approachable. And then it also helps me on the side of like solving problems, because we get a 911 call and we have to obviously someone is in distress and we have to go try and solve whatever problem that they're having that day. And it's just it helps a lot, but it's definitely two totally different jobs
How
for
about how
sure.
about chasing that bad guy down like you're chasing a
I'm
pop
telling you,
fly?
I didn't want to say it, but that's one of my favorite parts of the job.
I'm sure you're like, yeah, I got this one, I got this one, and
No,
then
I like getting it done. I like
you're
getting
like,
it done.
you got the walkie-talkie, and you're running down the block going, I got this one,
Uh-huh.
different glove,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
same
It's
concept.
handling business either way.
it's business either way.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, and like we said, playing under these lights. I mean, you ever had one of these balls come at you, baseball come at you, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on, this thing is hard to catch, hard to see. You ever had those
Yeah.
situations?
So as a pitcher, it's not as bad because you're really just throwing it to a target, and you've done it a million times before. It's still 60 feet 6 inches. But as a hitter, you can't see the spin on the ball. So usually we're just grooving it. We want to see action. Less than three pitches. We're kind of quick pitching it. We do because fans want to see action.
That's
They're
right.
not there to sit there to watch. Ball four. So we're really just honing in on the hitters, and then pop flies are tough. The depth perception, we practice a lot under the black light. And we have black lights actually shining up too. So it shines on the underside of the ball if they get over the lights. But catching pop flies is very tough because it looks like it's way shorter than it is, and it'll
Uh-huh.
just it'll just jump on you, and it'll be
Okay.
like 20 feet back. But it just comes back to repetition and like just being comfortable under black lights.
Okay.
But yeah.
Is there any special rules that you guys play with? Like I know in different things, there's no ball four, there's no balks,
Mhm.
there's no any special rules that you guys have?
So we if there's no bunting, there's no walks. If you walk a batter, the batter gets to throw it up to himself like a fungo.
Okay.
Um, and then let's see, what else is there? During the daytime game, because we play an hour of daylight game where we're just going at each other. And then we have an intermission, and then we have an hour of cosmic is what we call it. During the daytime game, there's an inning where the hitters have to run in reverse. So hit the ball, run to third base. That messes a lot of people up. Um, and then there is a golden whistle, I believe, that a fan gets that once they whistle it, everybody on the field has to rotate one position, besides the pitcher and catcher for right now. So yeah, everybody in the infield. So we've got like two lefty infielders. We've got like a right fielder playing third base, and we've got our middle infielder, both lefties, which actually, if it's on the backwards ending, it kind of works. But other than that, I think that's it for now. At the in between each full inning in Cosmic, we do a home run derby where one hitter from each team gets 45 seconds to hit as many home runs as we can with a drop five metal bat. And those
Okay.
runs count toward the end score.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you on these fields? Playing all these rules and regulations. One of those
So
things you're like, wow, I'll never see that again.
yeah, so we had someone get thrown out so it was the backwards inning. So we had a runner get thrown out from right field.
He got
So he kind of went towards normal first base and then said, oh crap, I'm supposed to be going to third base. So ran to third base, but he got hosed by the right fielder. So it was just like a normal ground ball, base hit right field, whatever. And he got hosed by the right field.
got gunned
And
down, huh? He got gunned
we
down.
were like, we're never seeing that again. That's not happening. But
So
yeah.
I mean, when you guys are doing this, like, what are the reactions that you're getting from the fans? What are they saying to you guys at the end of this whole thing? Like, is this amazing? I've never seen this. This is wild.
Yeah, I mean it's whatever whatever you can say. I've probably heard it before, but no, everyone's like this is insane. What because you see it on Instagram. I mean, you see it on every social media platform. You see it in your background, but it's nothing like what it is in person. And especially if you're wearing some of the gear that we sell and like merchandise and stuff like that, if you have one of our baseballs, it just like glows in your hand and you have no idea how it's doing it. It just happens. And you see our uniforms out there. Our uniforms are ridiculous. And our bats, and it's hard to understand, but once you like grasp it that it's like the colors and not like some magic that's happening on the field. It's pretty easy to grasp, but once the first time you see it, I wish I could see it for the first time every time I play.
Okay,
It blew me away.
okay. And you ever had an interaction with a fan, like one that sticks out, where you're like, "Wow, really made an impact on this person, on this kid."
Yeah, there was a at our home stadium in Colonial Heights, there was a child that got into we have like some dust that we use for like our helmets a little bit. Some guys who want to flare up their gloves that maybe aren't neon colored.
Right.
Just like dust that is neon that will react to the lights. Um, a baby, like a child, got into it and completely doused themselves with the neon,
Oh
and
boy.
the mother was like, "This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen." Thankfully, she was happy with what
Oh,
happened.
wow.
Her probably the backseat of her car probably isn't as happy. Um, but no, she was like, I've never seen something like this before. This is amazing. This is I didn't even like. It's just so amazing for the kids, and it's such like an ADHD dream for like the adults that really like this sort of thing. But for a kid, it's just like they're hyper focused on like literally every little thing because we have baseballs flying everywhere. We have, 30 players that you can focus on that it's just like it only focuses on what's lit up. And it's really good for the kids.
Oh wow. All right. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going on out there, and you guys are coming up with some good stuff. I know there's another. I won't mention the name. Another. Compare
Uh-huh.
yourself to that other team. The other team. I mean, what do you guys? You guys basically trying to do the same thing. It's a fans first, more fans oriented type of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything is for the fans. I mean, we're not going to be as popular if we don't have butts and seats. Like, that's the obvious thing. I think we're both doing great things for baseball entertainment. Obviously, they're blowing it out of the water right now, 9 years into what they're doing. But at the end of the day, we're just both trying to get baseball back in the light again. Kids coming up, they're like glued to their phones, like, hey, this cosmic stuff or this banana stuff. This is awesome for the game of baseball. I really want to go. Mom, can you take me?
Right.
Uh, and it's great for the game of baseball because then it gets, we have high level players playing in these, fun baseball like atmosphere, and it just brings a lot of attention to the game that seems to be dying right now.
Yeah, I've umpired for the Savannah Bananas, and I got to tell you, the skill set that those guys have, you have to have a skill set.
Oh, you know,
So,
same thing with them with us. We're all like raw athletes that get after it every chance we get.
oh yeah, I had to play at third base. That I tell you, had I not had the baseball knowledge that I have and a little bit of umpire skills that I have, they would have caught me flat-footed. They would have caught me flat-footed, and I was like, no, this isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And it was a tight play at third base, and I was on top of it, and I was on it. And when I saw the video, I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Whoa, that was fast. It was fast,
Yeah.
fast." So to sit there and to go, "Wow, these guys don't know how to play ball. They never made it to the
Mhm.
major leagues." And listen, guys, there's a skill set there. I don't care if
Yeah.
you can make it to the major leagues. There's, I know one of the hardest thing, and I always tell everybody, Deion Sanders, great athlete, football, basketball. He said the game that he kicked his butt was baseball. He said that ball wouldn't let you sleep at night. That ball, thinking about that ball, how it falls and tumbles, and
Yeah.
it hooks, and trying to hit a round ball with a round bat. It was just so hard.
It's
So
hard. It's yeah, hardest thing to do in sports.
it's the hardest thing to do in sports, and I believe it. I believe it. I played ball all my life, and I try to get up there. I try to go independent ball, and they told me, "Yeah, kid, we like you, but go get a job." Okay,
Yeah,
thank
and
you.
they're hard with it. They're ruthless.
Yeah, they are, especially when you're 0 for 16.
Ugh, yeah, that was it. Yeah.
You 0 for 16, boy. You got the manager right here. He's breathing on you.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh
You better
yeah.
get on base today. You better get on
Or
base
else.
today.
You gotta have some paperwork in your locker.
Yeah, yeah. You better. You better. I don't care if you stand in front of the plate and get hit.
Yeah.
You better
You
give the
better get
umpire
on base.
$20. I want to see you at first. Something. Get a catcher's interference. Do
Yeah, yeah.
something. You better get on base. So it's interesting. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's so I mean, if you had a kid in front of you and said, "Hey, listen, man, I would love to do what you do. Play for the Chili Peppers, play for you guys. What would you tell them?"
I would say just, keep rolling. You got to go to school first. I mean, I'm not going to be a Glow Moji for the rest of my life. You got to go to school. You got to, and if, you go to school, go to college, all of our guys are former college guys, if not pro ball guys or indie ball.
Right.
Um, so you got to make the strides to, do something big in college first. I mean, I think kids shouldn't strive to be, necessarily a banana ball because if you're good enough to be banana ball or a cosmic baseball player, you should be playing in college. Now, there's no reason you skip college to come play with us.
Right.
Um, I think that you should go have a full career, take baseball as far as baseball lets you take it. Sometimes it's, pro ball, sometimes it's college, sometimes it's high school, and it is what it is. But there's tryouts everywhere for stuff. I believe that every high school player can play some level of college ball, whether it's JUCO, whether it's D3, D2, D1. There is a spot for everybody. Um, but I think they should strive, like I said, as far as baseball, let them take it, and then venture out. If you don't want to be an adult yet, come play for one of us. So yeah,
Because adulting is not fun, right?
adulting is not fun. No.
So do you think there'll be another league that will pop out and do some crazy stuff like the
Oh,
banana
I'm sure.
chili
I'm sure.
peppers? I mean, what do you think? You think they'll have something else pop up? But
And
guys,
if I had the answer of what it was going to be,
you'd be all over it.
we'd all be millionaires.
So I mean, now let's talk about money. We're not making millions doing this, but
Uh-huh.
it's more of a love of the game for you guys.
No, absolutely. Yeah. No, as of right now, we're all just playing just to have fun with it. Um, and we are getting paid. But it's about just us enjoying it, being we're the first of its kind. We're just enjoying it and being with the fans and making sure we're blowing up this idea as much as we can because, at the end of the day, the bigger this is, you know, the more that, the owner is doing a fantastic job. We have a lot of guys that are full time with the team. They're making huge strides on social media to get this idea out there. And we've got partners with 3 and 2, Tucci. There are a lot of brands that have faith in us to get it started.
Okay. So now you say you didn't make it to the major leagues, but I'm gonna get to this question here. If
Uh-huh.
you play in the major leagues, what team would you want to play for?
Oh, I did the Nationals.
The
Nationals. The
Nationals.
Nationals fan.
Really?
I've got former roommates, in their pitching staff, and I've just, I grew up in Nats Park. I grew up, going to RFK. So yeah.
And playing for Martinez, for David.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
one of my wife one from one of my gifts for Christmas, and it's got a sign and it's saying it says bumpy roads lead to beautiful places. It's one of
Yeah.
the signs, and
In
I was like, wow,
2019, I was in college when they won. I was outside Nats Park when they won the World Series.
yeah. I thought that was I thought that was a really cool saying. One day I'll bump into him, I'll meet him. I'm gonna have him autograph it for me. But yeah, that's Nationals Park. Wow, I never thought Nats. I never heard anybody say I want to be a play for the Nats.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, there's always a first, man.
Hey, by the time if I get there, they're gonna be on top, all right?
And for those kids that want to be a police officer,
Hmm.
well, what advice would you give them?
Um, I would say just, stay disciplined and kind of just stay stay on your toes. I mean, they're not going to take anybody that's, done some crazy stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah. So
uh,
you
watch,
gotta be good, get those
yeah,
good
watch,
grades,
watch what you put in your body and stay squared away. That's what I would say. And keep physically fit. Keep yourself physically fit.
and that's everything. All right.
Yeah.
So who would you want to meet, dead or alive, baseball player? Go to
Oh
lunch with
goodness.
somebody.
Mm. Uh, Probably Pedro Martinez.
Okay.
Because I'm a huge changeup guy. Huge changeup guy. And I just want to know how I can make it better. Because obviously everyone can make anything better. Just how to talk to him about tunneling and how he made it play better than really because it's a really good changeup, but he made it play a heck of a lot better than what it is. Um, so just having a sit down conversation with him and then just about his experiences because I know that he didn't grow up with a D-bat in his backyard. So just talking about his experiences and seeing how that can make me a better baseball player.
Okay. Experiences
Oh
and
yeah.
those because I tell you, I see these guys, they come up with some stuff, and sometimes I sit there and just I listen to some of the stuff they said. Pete Rose, one of my favorite baseball players, said never change your swing. He goes, your swing is what got you to the show. Change
Yeah.
your position, but not your swing. Um, I heard one time they said Ricky Henderson. He said when you're stealing a base, he goes, I'm looking at their elbows. I said elbows. I all my life, I've looked at hips, feet,
Yeah.
shoulders, head, elbows. I've never looked at an elbow in my life.
Hmm.
He said, yeah. He goes, their elbows will tell you. He goes, when you see those elbows coming back, you see those elbows open up. He goes, you can tell right from the elbow what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then Ricky steals it. And I'm like, because Ricky talked in the third person, and Ricky let's steal it. And I'm like, elbows. I was like, all these years, and I've been looking at everything but elbows. I'm like, wow. What was the other story? What was it? Somebody had said, I think it was a Chipper Jones and Randy Johnson. Was it Chipper Jones? But there was one guy. Oh no, Perez. He's the announcer now. He does the Kansas City, and
Yeah.
he turned around and Randy Johnson said, "I don't like you, man." They met. He said, "I don't like you." And he says, "Why?" He goes, "Man, you hit a couple home runs off of me. I never could figure you out. I always I didn't like you. Every time you came up." And he goes, "I don't know how you knew the pitches." And he says, "Hey, show me your fastball." And he did this, and he goes, "Now show me your changeup." And then he moved his finger and his thumb in. He goes, "I could tell by the way you squeezing your glove what you were gonna throw next." And he's like,
Oh,
"What?" And I'm like, "What? You could tell?" So
yeah, that is a real thing.
that's a real one, and it was one of the ones that I always caught up on. You'd see guys that would do like 3/4 and then
Mhm.
over the top. So you knew fastball was over the top and 3/4 was some kind of funky something. So
Yeah.
and then I was always backwards. My father said I was always backwards. So I couldn't hit a fastball to save my life. But if you threw a curveball, I'd put that bad boy out on you. And he said, I don't understand it. He goes, curveball's harder to hit than a fastball, but you can't hit a fastball. I said, I can't hit it. And he was like, and they would turn around and throw me two fastballs. And I go, here comes that curveball. Click. There it is. And they'd be like, how do you hit that one? I'm like, I can hit
Yeah.
a curveball. All right, yo. Okay, so if I wanted to come see one of your games, you guys,
Uh-huh.
and how would they get in touch? How would they get to these tickets? How much are the tickets?
So yeah, just chili peppers, chilipeppersbaseball.com. There is a cosmic lottery. So we also have a CPL team, a Coastal Plain Leagues team. That's still college players. They still play probably like upwards of 50 games this summer.
Okay,
We are not those guys.
okay,
So our guys are we're all bunched up with a bunch of professional guys. We are the cosmic chili peppers. So you enter our lottery, and then probably like 2, 3 weeks before the game that you signed up for, they'll start sending out tickets, and then you'll be able to purchase them then.
okay.
I think you go up there, you pick out which location you want to do. There's dates on there as well. And then you request how many tickets you need. And then I think 2 to 3 weeks out, because I just got my tickets for Nashville. Um, they'll be sent out to you, and then you'll be able to purchase your tickets through there.
So what's the biggest stadium you guys have played in? Have you guys played in the pro stadiums or what's the biggest?
No, so we've played in Durham, their Durham Bowl Stadium, and we've played in the Lehigh Valley Iron Pig Stadium. Those are the only two weekends we've had so far. So we're still figuring things out as well. But we go to Nashville next to play in the Nashville Sound Stadium.
I think was it Iron Pigs about 6,000, 6,400.
I think on paper, everyone, Durham holds 10, and then Lehigh Valley, I think every AAA stadium can hold 10.
10.
We had some standing room as well.
Yeah.
So I think they're drawing it up to 10 at each location.
Hey, you guys should get up to Scranton. If you go to Lehigh, you might as well go up to Scranton. So AAA Yankees. I
We
lived in
next year they're saying we're going to 30 cities. So I
yeah,
don't know. They haven't released the which cities we're going to yet. But we're hitting I don't want to mess this up. Ward no, Worcester.
Booster.
We're hitting up Worcester.
Booster.
Worcester,
Booster.
Massachusetts.
Park the car and have a yacht. Holy
Yeah,
smoke.
yeah.
All right. Well, listen, Alex, thank you. I appreciate you being on. And if
Yeah,
somebody
man.
wants to get in touch with you, how would they Instagram?
Instagram at A Koberstein. That's Kobersteen. And I think I'm A Koberstein on all of my stuff. So if you get TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, I'm just Alex Koberstein. But I'm still working on it. I just bought my first camera, so we're working on stuff on that end. But yeah, Instagram is my main thing right now. A Koberstein.
All right, well, there it is, guys. I mean, let's go check out these games, check out these chili peppers. These guys are playing under the black light, having fun, having a blast, doing their thing. And one day we're gonna see Alex out there. I'm gonna go check him out. I'm gonna go check him
There
out.
you go.
It's
I
gonna be
better see
good.
you there.
Play. I'm gonna see you there. All right. Thanks, Alex. Thank you for being on.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. And remember, as we say here on Who's On First, keep swinging.
If you like the show, please do me a favor. Subscribe. Right. You see it? It's right there. Subscribe, share, like, and don't forget, put that bell on. It'll ding you when I put something else on, all right?